5 hours of sleep, a car full of gear, and a dream. Oh, this is a mess. What's up, it's your boy Ryan. Today's video, I'm gonna be taking you guys a little bit, ooh, lady. 50 degrees up, people don't know how to act. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys behind the scenes on a fun little shoot that we have today. It's a 3-hour shoot, so it's not too long. And to break it down nice, simple, and easy, it is a shoot for my aunt's hotel. She's a manager at a Hampton Inn and Suites, and they're gonna be doing a mock wedding today. This entire shoot was kind of super last second. When it comes to commercial work and corporate work, I turn down about 60% of jobs that I get. And that's because I like to run my corporate side of things way different. And the reason being is because I think a lot of people that are in the videography space now, especially in Syracuse, they're just looking for that next check. That's all they want. So when I started my corporate and commercial side of things a year ago, officially, I took this idea and this philosophy, and I've held it strong ever since. And that's when a client reaches out to me for a project, in this case my aunt, I like to know all the details, what their main goal is, where this video is going to be posted, why hasn't their stuff been working in the past, and then amongst a whole bunch of other questions that I have them answer. I do a deep dive. I look into all their social media, I look into their websites, I look into this and I look into that. And I don't accept the gig unless I'm confident I can deliver a good result. So where I'm trying to get at is that I hopped on a few phone calls with my aunt and I asked her a ton of questions. She gave me all these answers and I was still lost. So I spent a solid 2 days just thinking, why do brides book certain venues? And what it boils down to is that all these venues have something about them that made the bride book. And they all have something that is, you can only get this for your wedding here at this venue. Does that make any sense? What is something that you can get at this venue that you can't get anywhere else? So after thinking about it for a while, I found it. I found it out. This venue in particularly is dead smack in the middle of Casanova, New York. It's a historical town. It's been around forever, and they still have a lot of history in the town. There's a lot of historical things in the town. And alongside with that, it's right near a lake that has, I think, a beach on it as well. Although it's not like a beautiful beach to swim at, you might get a disease swimming in the water. But there's a park next door that is beautiful for photos as well. I mean, there's a lot of things in this tiny little town in literally like a 3-mile radius of this hotel that is amazing. But there's also other wedding venues in the area. And all these other venues are more on the old vintage side of things. They're kind of rustic. And so that's where I found it. You would want to book the Hampton Inn and Suites because it's a modern, new facility dead smack in the middle of this old historic town. It's for the brides that would love to get married in a historical town, that would love to walk the streets and see all these beautiful old antique shops and all these things, but they want to go to sleep at night with a nice new bed and AC. But I wasn't 100% convinced yet, so I actually called up one of my buddies who is an absolute genius. And this also goes for, say, if you guys are in the industry and you're ever lost on a project, call some colleagues and go and see if they see anything differently and get their input on it because it helps immensely. He basically said, I'll sum it up short and sweet, on the psychology side of things, a lot of brides want to picture this majestic fairy tale-ish wedding. And it's kind of burned into our brains, you know, the Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, all these things. So in the end of the day, my thoughts going into it were, I want the audience to feel captivated. I want them to feel and know the experience through picture and video. And then the overall theme being, you can only do this here in Casanova, New York, the Hampton Inn. This is the only way you can get a wedding like this. So we have that. Now back to past Ryan. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. We just made it here and I got a lay of the land and yeah, this one's gonna be a tough one for sure. So one of the cool things about this shoot is that it is a mock wedding, which means it's a fake wedding. Nobody's actually getting married today. Online, I see a lot of people doing behind the scenes wedding. You know, people go behind the scenes on a wedding day and show you how they work and stuff. And then you get some people that will do it behind the scenes for a commercial shoot. And so I was thinking, I'm like, well, this is the best of both worlds. So why not film it? Which is what we're doing today. And that's why also this is completely last second. Completely, which is why this camera, I literally decided to do this yesterday out of spring of a moment. I don't have any of this set up, prepared or anything, which is why I'm using a shotgun mic. There's no ND filters. It's just a big wreck. It's a mess. And I'm also gonna be having my fiance film for me today. So I'll see what I can get and we'll go from there. Or I mean, we'll see what she can get and then we'll go from there. Recording? So Mackenzie's behind the camera now and she has no idea what she's doing, so we're gonna see how this goes. As you guys can see, the room is very warm. It's inviting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put up some lights, try to enhance the natural light. You'll see right there. Come back to me. There's a door with natural light and we're gonna try to enhance that a little bit because there's not enough natural light in here. So right now we're gonna set up some lights, try to get some more light in here. That's the whole goal, more light. You want this to feel inviting. See, that's a good difference right there. How we're gonna do this is I'm just gonna bounce this off the ceiling to try to mimic the natural light that we have coming in. So let's set up a few more lights. All right, we got both lights up now. Got one right there, one over there. That'll enhance the natural light that's coming in. They're both set to daylight. And the whole reason why we're kind of just gonna light this way is because I don't want to shoot against back there, which is just kind of the doors and stuff. There's a lot of details I want to capture over there. But I think for the majority of the shots, it's all gonna be kind of shooting this way.
Turn the lights on in here too if we need. I might be good.
Got this big light. We're gonna use it to bounce some light. So a lot of times for video, instead of working against the sun, you have to work with it, which is why I opted for a big white just to bounce some more natural light on them. You'll see later in this video, I had a cool little technique to make the light pop a little bit more, but you'll see that later. So I am also doing photos today. So we have to take that in consideration whenever we're lighting and figuring out what we're doing. So that's why we have to do a lot of preparation with all these lights to make sure that we don't just do it for video, but we do it for photos as well. We are gonna be using some off-camera flashes for photos, but we'll play by ear. Yeah, we'll play by ear.
In this corner.
So you see the first one we didn't use a flash because we were shooting pretty much against the blank wall back there, so there wasn't really much flash that we needed to do. But for the second person, or the hair I guess, we used flash because I was shooting against the window. Against the window, use a flash. Otherwise, your photos are gonna be blown out. Just looks like trash. Although, I'm not really one to speak because I'm not a photographer, but I can make do. So embark on this a little bit more. Whenever you're using flash at a wedding venue, 95% of the time, you're going to be pointing the flash completely up. 90% of the time, unless you have a certain style and approach to it where you tilt it straight at them. A lot of the times there's going to be a white ceiling above you and you can bounce some beautiful light off that ceiling. And then in some other cases where the ceiling might be black or brown or wooden or whatever it could be, you can use a flash bender, which is also a good handy tool to have. So now my specialty, time to rig up with the video camera and get some good stuff. Haven't worn this thing in a while. The winter drought. Winter drought. That wasn't really a thing, was it? We've lost a little bit of light since last time.
I know.
There's quite a bit right there. That's what I'm talking about, bud. So, the whole goal today is to film inviting, fun, and romance. Should probably go through the camera setup for those who are wondering. C70, 24-105. Actually, the first time I'm going to be using this lens, so I'm excited to use it. Simple setup. That's pretty much all we're using. There's so much dust all over. Oh my god. Tell you what, first time shooting with the 24-105. This puppy's big. You see, we got some good stuff. 24-105 is massive. But I tell you what, I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far. Thoroughly enjoying it. It's definitely heavy, but that's why I invest in an easy rig, and you'll be safe. All right, we're good.
Why are you so dark?
It just has to get good.
Get good?
Stay hydrated on your shoots, guys. Stay hydrated. The one thing I will say when you're doing makeup shots for video, for an actual wedding day, don't do them. Don't do them. Don't focus too much on them. Let me embark on this a little bit more because people will take this the wrong way. Makeup and hair is a very important moment throughout the wedding day. It is a moment for everybody to relax and get ready before the marathon that they're about to run. And I get all those beautiful shots of the hair and makeup getting ready, but I think a lot of videographers get so lost in it. And I used to fall victim to this as well, where we shoot so much of, you know, the lashes being put on and the hair being curled and all this. We get so lost up into it where we're basically filming a promo video for the makeup lady and the hair lady. And so nowadays I spend maybe 5 minutes filming that. Maybe 5, maybe 10, just to have some of that B-roll in case I use it later in the video. But during prep on an actual wedding day, 80% of the time I'm filming her bridesmaids. I'm filming the groomsmen. If I'm filming the lashes being put on some bridesmaid and all of a sudden I hear a champagne bottle pop and the bride is just going crazy with the bottle pouring everybody mimosas, I'm stuck filming that lashes and I wasn't ready for it. Those are the moments I focus on more. I don't care about that promo video. And if you were going to take anything from this video, take away the fact that no bride, I don't think, is ever going to hire you because you got a beautiful shot of her lipstick being put on. I mean, maybe they will, maybe I don't know, but I don't think it's likely that they would book you just because of that. I don't think. But for this shoot, we're doing those shots just because it's gonna be a promotional video and we kind of need that. There's no real wedding here, so we have to try to capture emotion through storytelling and picture. So that's our main goal today, so we have to get those shots. I'm just scatterbrained. I'm just setting up a quick little 60 watt with a Fresnel. Doesn't do much, but it adds a little something, a nice little kit. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, we're battling the sun hardcore. It's funny how you decorated today. So now we're gonna focus on a cake and the details of the cake. Now on an actual wedding day, you're not gonna be able to get this much time to set up perfect lighting for your cake shots, but we're doing it anyways. So right now what I am doing is lighting up specifically right here, giving these a little bit more life. Now I'm gonna use that light over there, tilt it more towards over here so we have a nice bounce to this table so it's nice and evenly lit. The only thing I'm a little worried about is the LED lights there. I'm not sure how they're gonna react. Actually, you can tell me right now. And the reason why LEDs always kind of sketch me out is because a lot of the times LEDs will do this. We'll do this. See that? It's banding. So a lot of times these venues will set up some cheap LED lights because they can get them in bulk and they're cheap. Why not? That's also another reason why before you even do anything, make sure you get a lay of the land and take note of where LEDs are. And if they have a sign like this where it's from Etsy or some other place, 9 times out of 10, you're probably gonna have to unplug it. Because when you're giving speeches, that is gonna throw me off. It probably throws you guys off a little bit too. So, on an actual wedding day, you're not gonna have this much time, but we're doing that today. Okay. Let's get some cake shots. I'll say this again, with cake shots, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be filming it during the cocktail hour when everybody's kind of outside, hanging out and doing fun things. Don't spend too much time on getting details with cake shots and room shots and all this and all that. Get the bare minimum, make sure you get all of it, but don't set up all these fancy lights and spend 45 minutes on getting these details, because during those 45 minutes, you could be outside in the cocktail hour doing interviews of people, getting grandma talking to her grandson and all these things. Focus on the moments that matter rather than these inanimate objects that is basically promo videos for the venue and for the dessert people and things of that nature. We're at a little bit of a standstill right now. We're waiting for hair and makeup to be done. You know, I got $100 for any makeup artist and hairdresser to finish on time. $100. I know a lot of the time it's really not their fault. You know, I just think it's funny. Right now I am waiting to see if they have a flat piece of glass because I have a shot idea I think I want to get here. But for anybody that's shooting a real wedding, if you have time earlier in the day, this is one key thing I always like to do. If you have time earlier in the day, go to the actual reception space, so like right here, and see if you can set up some lights ahead of time for speeches and what and so forth. Because when that time comes during cocktail hour, you never know if you'll have time or not if you're doing portrait sessions during then. Look at that. Perfect.
Shall receive.
Perfect. I'm gonna set up my camera. We're gonna put that on top of my camera and you're gonna pour that on the plate. I have a shot idea where I want to get a top-down shot of them pouring champagne. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a plate down over the camera and lens and they're going to pour champagne on the plate. Just need one quick 5-second shot. And it's gonna cut scene to them actually filling it. So the problem right now is that this piece of glass it's not the cleanest. So, okay, we can make that work. So we have to position the glass correctly and we have this chandelier above. And we're gonna shoot as wide as possible so that the room looks taller. Because if you were to picture this on the table like it's pouring champagne, we wanna make it look as tall as possible. So we're gonna shoot 24, make it look wide. And we have this beautiful chandelier as kind of a backdrop instead of a boring ceiling, as you can see above. Come close and pretend like you're gonna pour it first.
Do you want... I thought this was already opened. I just hit my lip.
You okay?
Yeah. But like, I was wondering, I'm like, how?
Okay, so you're gonna be right there. So I'm gonna need you to go a little bit more higher when you do it. A little bit higher. Right about there when you pour. Now you can start pouring whenever. Go a little bit higher. There. Just pour it regularly. Alright, now I'm gonna have you stop. Perfect, we did it. Whew, that looked cool.
Yeah, well.
Definitely one of the more dicier shots. It got a little bit of alcohol on me, but I think it worked out good. We'll see if we use it later on in post. One key tip, always get as much stuff as you can when you're on one of these shoots. That's about it. I'm just gonna flip around and you're gonna come over here to me.
Oh, okay, yep.
And Kelly.
And am I looking at her? Or?
Yep, you're gonna look at her, laugh while you're pouring.
It's kind of hard to look and pour
I
at the same time. But I'm gonna try. We can do
Perfect,
it.
we did it. Moving on to the dress. So, that's why I always carry gaffer's tape with me. So I want to get a shot with showing off everything. And the problem being is that dresses never work out for you. We're going to try to position it. And we need it to stay here. So gaffer's tape. Just a tiny little piece. That's all it takes. And you can't even see it. Now, on an actual wedding day, I don't really try to focus that much on setting up the dress like this and all that. I don't think it matters so much. I think just hanging it by a window will work perfectly fine. But in this case, we have to show off the venue and what it is. And this is a pretty unique spot we can hang a dress. So we're going to capture that. But on an actual wedding day, it's not really that important to me. I'd rather focus on their mom and dads talking to everybody, the champagne popping, friends and family laughing. I don't care for this. So right after we got the dress shots, things started becoming more of a blur. We arrived there at around 11 o'clock and it was supposed to be from 11 to 2, 3 hours. The makeup people weren't officially done until around 2 o'clock. $100. So our shoot technically started at 2, where we were already shooting for 3 hours. And so after 3 hours of getting, just some nonsense of makeup and all the details, I was done. I was clocked out, 5 hours of sleep. I was gassed. One time for photos, no one time for video. One, and while you're doing, hold on. Oh, thanks. Always make sure on a wedding day your bride and grooms look perfect. Always make sure. And this also goes for, say, for corporate and commercial clients, make sure your clients look the best that they can be.
I did my own hair this morning.
All right, so while you put it on, just chit chat, talk, laugh, whatever, so forth. Okay? Right whenever.
So, Jimmy, when are you going to pop the real question?
Oh, that's a good question.
So the next shot idea we had was to have the bride and groom have their big reveal of this venue space. This was incredibly hard because the way the room was set out. So we did 2 takes, one from the outside and then one from the inside.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so good.
All right, hold that. I'm gonna have you guys just walk through the door one more time. And so in picture and video, a lot of the times it just doesn't do its justice. So we had to set up all these lights, not because the venue was super dark and grody. We had to set up all these lights because we want the people to see exactly how it would look to the real eye. So in this shot, I backed up a long ways away to get some more depth of field with all the tables and chairs set out when they walk in and they get their big oh wow moment. Now in some cases during a wedding, when they do their first dance, a lot of the times I like to personally take full control over what happened. A lot of times with banquet venues and venues that don't really do anything special for the first dance, they don't have any crazy lighting, I will go ahead and I will tell the person running the venue, turn off all the lights. I'm going to light up this place the best I can, and it's gonna be really great for photos and video for the bride and groom. And so when I set up lights, I don't just set up the lights for me, I set up the lights for the photographers as well. I want the photographers to be able to work with what I got so they can capture some beautiful pictures as well. So we had them do a couple of dancing steps, and when you're trying to make a room feel as large as possible, you have to use a lot of contrast in the shot. So that's why we went for a simple kind of projected light over there, and then we kind of used a lot of fill lights all the way around to get that beautiful shot. And the reason why we do that is because it looks like an endless black in the background, so it feels like such a bigger room. That's one of the things that they really wanted, was to make this room feel so much bigger than it is. And we only have, you know, 2 sections of it open because this section over here opens up to a way bigger room. So that's the key.
One more. We started getting more.
And hold on.
Thank you.
Now for an actual wedding day, don't take pictures of the food plates or video of them. Don't do it. The only time where food is important to get on an actual wedding day is, you know, if it's like a super special plate. You know, let's say if it's their grandma's cooking, you know. This goes for say, don't take any video or photos of people eating. I'll reenact it for you. Someone's sitting at their table eating and you're filming them. You guys are filming me. It's weird, it's creepy, don't do it. You're filming people eat. Oh, who even likes the way they eat? Kind of a thing. Yeah, just like that. And then you guys are then gonna pick up your champagne glasses and then cheers. So for the next minute or so, we did some photography. We made sure to highlight the hair and makeup. So we put the bride against a black background, which is also great to have that big bounce card, because it's like bringing a mini studio to the wedding day. Bring a bounce card that has white on one side, black on the other. Put it in your camera bag, most of the times they'll fit, and then spend the 5 minutes right after her hair and makeup gets done and the dress gets put on, and then just do those nice little profile shots of her. Do we have a bouquet for you?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Now you are going to look down at your flowers. Now while you're looking down, bat your eyes up at me. All right, now go ahead and smile at me. All right, now I just want to do a profile, so give me one of these. You are going to pick up the knife.
Like right now?
Yep, pick up the knife. Don't stab anybody.
As if you're showing me how to golf.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just like that. Perfect. Now here's what we're going to do. You guys are going to do one cut into it, and then I'm going to go grab my other camera, and then we're going to actually finish it up. Okay. I just need some fake cuts for the photos.
Cut the whole slice or just one line? Like just stick.
I need you guys in the background.
Oh, sorry.
Just one slice or one line. So you see here, I changed up the flash because I'm shooting near a doorway, so I made sure to bounce it on the ceiling. Always be aware of your surroundings on a wedding day if you're using photography and a flash.
Bobby pins.
Perfect, you did it. So Jimmy, you're gonna be right out there next to that door.
Okay.
And then you're gonna be right here. And I just so this next shot kind of embarks the idea of you can only get this shot at this venue, where we had their first look kind of set up outside, and then the bride peeks through the window, and you know, you'll see. And then we took that to the next level, where we had this idea of the end of the night, the bride and groom are running to their hotel room because they're done. They're finished with the night. Nope, you're all good. You're all free. So we had them kind of running through the hallways, running into the elevator, kind of a thing. You have to think of this like a movie, guys. So you're gonna like take her hand, okay? Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna kind of lead, and you guys are gonna kind of trot along. Right after we captured those fun shots, we were done with the day. We were finished. All right. The shoot ended. Towards the end, it got a little squirrely. We didn't really film that much, I don't think. Did you film a lot at the end?
Not really.
No. And with all that being said, that kind of wraps up the day. I hope there was some valuable information. Maybe. I don't really know. But with that being said, I'm going to return this back to future Ryan. See you guys then. So I know this was a longer video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty much gonna wrap it up. If you guys found any information helpful in this video, please leave it down below in the comment section below. I'm so interested to hear your guys' feedback and thoughts about it. Hopefully I delivered some information and some new content for you guys to absorb, and maybe I taught you guys something to try on your next shoot or wedding day. So if you guys enjoyed this video whatsoever, feel free to do all those fun things, like, subscribe, share, comment, yada, 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 and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.